Hi there YouTube. So today I have got the great pleasure of testing out a new addition for the van project, which is quite exciting. The lovely people from Lensun, which are they're basically a solar panel maker from Hong Kong. They got in touch with me and asked if I'd do a little review on one of their flexible solar panels. So I kindly obliged. They sent one to me in the middle of winter. Probably not the best time to do a review, but as you can see, we've got a lovely, glorious, sunny day. It's actually only about 2 degrees, but in the sun it feels warmer. So obviously some of the readings we pull out of the panel on the review are going to be a bit lighter, but I'll just go through the panel. It basically arrived in this box here. You can see Lensun Solar Flexible Panel. I've already opened the panel. It came actually in a box with, what did it come with? This box just behind it, which is like a cardboard box that protects it, and then another sleeve that it was in as well. So it's actually got 3 things protecting it, which is great. And the really exciting thing about this panel, I don't know if you can see this up close, but this panel is made of a material called ETFE. Now I'll put down the bottom of the screen what that means, because I haven't got a clue, but it's basically a very different type of panel than what you might think of if you think of a solar panel. You might think of a very rigid glass frame perhaps. This one is an 80-watt one, and as you can see, it's highly flexible. So look at that, it wobbles quite a lot. There's a lot of movement in it. It's got like this ETFE material on the front, which actually is kind of rubberized in a way. This material is really hard wearing. It's the same sort of stuff they use on boats, so you can actually walk on it without damaging it. The panel is very, very thin. It's only about, where are we? See, that's about 2, maybe 3 mil thick. Which is great. And then actually on the reverse side you can see it's not actually metal, but again it's like a black material, and it's actually got that ETFE just on the side, so whatever metal material or surface you fix it onto, it's not going to scratch it. There are these little mounting eyelets on each corner. Now for my van I've obviously got a VWT5, that's why many of you are watching in. What I'll do, I think I'm going to mastic this with some Sikaflex or something, but strong silicon sealant. I won't actually make use of these eyelets, but for some applications like on boats and things, they actually have mountings like that. You can buy mountings to fit them on there. The cable it comes with, as you can see, it's got like this housing here where the cables come out, and I think you get about 1.2 meters worth of cable that finish in these MC4 connectors. I've actually bought an extension cable for it, which you can see just stemming off of there, just so that I can fit it into my van. One of the things that you need when you're buying a solar panel is one of these, which is a little controller or regulator. This one's an MPPT one. Now there are 2 different types predominantly. There's obviously lots of different makes. The main one and obviously the cheaper ones aren't MPPT, they're just a controller. But actually with the MPPT ones, I've done a little bit of research, and they can basically harvest about 30% more energy that would be wasted from the solar panel by using a normal controller. Just by having an MPPT uprated controller, you'll get an extra 30% solar from the same panel. Just to underline, this is a review, it's an unbiased one, but they have sent me the kit other than the controller, which I paid a little bit more for. They sent me this free of charge. This is the 80-watt one. They also do this in a silver finish. But what we'll do now, we're just going to go through looking at some of the numbers that it runs out of. As you can see here, I'm not much of an electrician, but I've bought myself a handy little multimeter, and I'm also I've bought a little gel leisure battery, which is just down there, which we're hooked into as well, just to see what it's charging. Now partly the problem is that leisure battery is full, so some of the numbers that are coming out of the panel are limited because the controller won't let it overcharge the battery, so it basically prevents the panel from sending through more energy. But doing some of the open circuit tests and things like that, I'm actually plugged into the panel now, and as you can see on here, it's pulling out almost 4 amps, which is, considering it's 2 degrees, it is very sunny. Again, if I show you there's not a cloud in the sky, but we are in the middle of winter and it's pretty much operating almost at full capacity. in the middle of winter, which is amazing. It can actually pull in 4.44 amps, and we're kicking on to 3.91 as a high at the moment. The sun's probably at its highest it's going to be today, so that's quite good. So I've now set it all up so that we can have a little look. Excuse the sun right behind me, it might blind you. We're now looking at the open circuit voltage, which, as you can see, just down there on the bottom, the open circuit voltage is 21.4 volts on here, and in 2 degrees temperature in the middle of the UK winter, the panel is pulling out 20.7 volts, which is really impressive. So quite how good this will be in bad light, I'm not too sure. That'd be another test maybe to do on another day. I'm actually going to fit this probably in February or March. It's actually the middle or near the end of January 2017, so probably February, March, if I can get 2 or 3 nice clear days. I'm going to do all the wiring on the van, and then we'll do some more tests off the back of that, which would be good, so I'll post those up specifically. This is an 80 watt panel. They also do a 100 watt panel as well. They sent me the 80 watt one to test. In all reality, I think I'd like to use a 100 watt one, just because of the extra oomph that gives to the battery, the charging capacity. But you can actually run these in parallel. You can have 2. I've seen people on YouTube that've got 3 or 4 of these installed on the roof of larger vans like Sprinters or Crafters. It's a really good way of making use of free energy, and price wise, actually, having looked on Amazon and some other things, it's really worth checking out the Lensun website. Some things for critique, perhaps the only thing is, how long is this going to last for? So what I'll do is, in 6 months I'm actually going away for 2 or 3 months in the van on and off over the summer. Then would be a good time to do another test, so once it's been installed in the van for a little while. And then also perhaps this time next year, after 12 months of an install, we can check it again and just see how hard wearing it is. But it does seem really good. I've seen some other reviews that they do. You can check out their YouTube channel. It's a good bit of kit. I'm very happy. Thank you, Lensun, for sending it through. If you've got any questions, please post up in the comments and I'll try and answer. I'm certainly no expert on these solar panels, but I feel like I'm learning quickly. Very impressed with the numbers it's pulling out. Seriously, it is, as you can see, it's a sunny day, but it is cold. But it's amazing, and you can actually feel the heat on this panel. Just feeling it. It's really warmed up well. So again, the only other critique, what's that going to do to the metalwork underneath the van? I think because of this ETFE backing on the back of the panel, actually that dissipates a fair bit of the heat, rather than it just being a bit of metal on the top of the van, which sometimes can blister the paintwork. I don't think that'll be a problem. I'll obviously do a video, as always, installing this along with the other electrics. So yeah, exciting stuff. Very, very pleased.